If anyone tunes in, I am about to get slaughtered because, well, I played for 5 minutes before deciding to stream, and I don't remember what I'm doing. Oh, shit. Oof, I forgot what I'm doing. I'm pressing the wrong button to loot. Seen items and decided to jump for joy.
Here's you! Huh? Polari check! Yeah! That's that samurai! Erhatsu! Yamarnek yung harvo! Ямар нэг юм харав юм алгаа. Явцгаж. Гэхдээ болгоомжтой. Ахиад учруул өгтөл болгоно. Sumoda? Ой, өнөөхийг чи харлаа. Эцэний явжчээ. Иргэн тойрноо шалгах хэрэгтэй. Нэг холосаг да харшидэж. Барчлахад энэ үүнийг эснийг болох ёстой. Энд тэр самурай бололтой. Алдаа тэрнийг. Ямар нэг юм харах уу? Юм алдаа. Гэгч хардаа. Харж ийн. Харчлаа. Өршөөгөөч. Эртэн байна уу? Тэн харваад байна. Нэг нь бидэн 100 харваад байна. Бидний хотоос ангахаар шийдэж хийж харах бол болоод аннаатай.
Duck, you jackass! Duck!
Ардаж болохгүй шүү. Сумуудаа бидний хотоос агнахаар шийдэж нөгөө самурай чинь ном сумтай байна. Сум нь хөрөлцөхгүй штэ.
played this in a while. Oh shit, that's not good. That must have been a smoke. I'm trying to see where everybody's at. There it is. That's how I found out where everyone is. Gotcha, gotcha. Now, what is this? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, they're all red. Okay, I figured it out. Everybody was all red.
Look, because I forgot how to squat, I just ran and stood in the grass. I was like, come on, why the fuck is he so... Dude just sitting there looking at me. I'm looking at him like, oh shit.
I'm like,
What are you doing? Yeah, I was about to get wrecked behind that.
mhm. Try not to get anything gross. Chicken. Pizza.
The fact that you had to resort to deception, that's the part that gets me. I mean, how you gonna take a bath in a dirty tub? Duh. Welcome to the show. I'm assuming that's my boy. What's good, bruh? Oh, snipe? Oh, I missed.
Арчин!
Oh.
Туслая!
You still like,
Why am I calling the horse? Nice. I was trying to do one of those fancy eyeless things to make it look like he wasn't looking. There you go. Hey, hey! Well, I'm up. Man, all right, look, dude with the arrows, you gotta go. Look, they want all the smoke, I got the smoke. That's all I'm saying.
why are you calling me on the phone? I thought you were taking a shower. I thought you needed your phone. Thank you. Go upstairs.
That is so lazy. Why is that? Falcons, Project Banners.
See? Play. That's how I can tell I play way too many other games with different button layouts. I keep jumping at stuff like, oh, open it. It's been I can't think of any other game that I use the right trigger to pick stuff up with.
Where's your coffee?
Feliz Dia de Madres. I don't know if that's the proper way to say that in Spanish, but it sounds more or less right. Wait, who sees me? Who sees me? What? What the?
Сум шугнах шиг болсон. Юм алгадаа. Тэр биш байсан бэ. Ой, өнөөгч чи хардаа. За. Намтудаа танаа.
Hour north. No, it's an hour north.
Oi! Oh! Ah!
host with you, and then they between
Oh, there's my banner.
7:30, they couldn't get me rolled. Essentially, I was present. So,
逃がしてなるものか。
Mm.
and yeah, we couldn't get it. I literally had like one prayer the whole week. Because I didn't have anything to do. And one of the places that they sent me to, I didn't know where I was supposed to go. And I sat there and I was like, what am I supposed to do?
Marcella!
There's a hole in the corner. And I said, well, I know what to do. When I get over there, it's going to be right back where I came from. And then I have to wait my turn. And it sucked because I had to back and come to the middle of the street to get into the dock.
誰が相手だ
Oh, I'm getting mangled.
How do I challenge a dog to a fight?
Yeah, I don't know what that was too much going on. Like the street is a business for all that.
Kerin Hafbaka! Yofchoch, Yechte Boschkomste, Tentway!
You know what? I'm not gonna be mad at them. Like they would stop cracking. Thank you. I appreciate it. Please stop cracking. I'm having issues with it. Big habit. But I'm not gonna give you a ticket again.
Tatsunuki!
Break it.
Dosho! Dosho!
In my experience, if you
Hachuko! Dosho!
You don't put eggs in the freezer. What are you doing?
every day with my voice.
れじゃ猛虎に勝てそうもない。なら何を拾ってるんだ。何かご入り用でしょうか。目が利きますね。それで猛虎を倒してください。お役に立てば幸いです。礼を言う。どうかお気をつけください。それ。俺はここだ。맥주를 허이를 호갔으나.
Ooh, my sword draw techniques are trash.
It's not trash. It's just you still
I need smoke bombs.
you're relearning. What thing is what? Reloading?
How do you switch what you?
Switch your techniques. It's the D-pad.
Nah, look. Oh, there it is. Sticky bomb. Well, since I was out of smoke, because in a panic, I had tried to throw one. I was like, I'm about to assassinate all of y'all. And then it was like, oh shit, I don't have nothing to throw at them. And it's supposed to come back after I got on the horse. So there's also that. Oh, I'm about to beat all of y'all at. So I'm gonna do a standoff. What you say, Straw Hat? Boogie water? Moogie water no goofy this. Hey, hey! You need a hero.
助かりました。無事でよかった。どういうことです？船があるという話だったのに。連中はお主らを殺し、金を奪う算段であったのだ。女や子供は一緒におったか？いや、我々だけです。さようか。サブローの家族はまだ近くにおる。
Wait, who is Saburo? No, right? Destiny. Look, I started going that way. Destiny said, no, fool. As long as the developers put as much work into the next one as they did with this one, I don't care that the protagonist is female or none of that. I mean, I enjoyed that shit out of the new Tomb Raider game, so it's like I don't really care as long as it's a compelling story and it's interesting.
That's what I'm saying. As long as it's good. But
What am I looking for? Like I tried to leave and it was like, nah.
I was thinking it was gonna. What I was
I don't see anything for me to discover. Body. I am looking. See no body. Alright, we will go up the ladder. See if we can spot them from afar. See no bodies. Batman! Oh, woo!
He is going to, if I miss this swing, he is definitely going to die. All right, man, you better break it out of your utility belt. I was about to be salty if he had failed that. Hey, your game is done. Restart last checkpoint. I would have been pissed. And couldn't blame nobody but myself. Like, what the fuck you think was gonna happen? You crawled up 5 damn stories and then just said, gravity! Wait, hold up. Wait, where do you come from? Oh, shit! He was all the way in my shoe!
There you go. Good job.
Thinking you had anything to do.
I like that. It's great.
I love that shit. It's literally like my favorite thing. Okay, so I'm looking for a body. Oh shit, where did these assholes come from? Who are you? Is that the guy? Are you running away? Oh, you ain't even trying to fight. All right, you know what? I'm gonna let you live. Are you Subaru? I did. Slice first, ask questions later. What did you say yesterday? I'm here to rescue you. Well, you should have said something. I'm about to kick your ass. Oh, seriously, are you Subaru? You better be goddamn Subaru. Oh, and you vanished? Oh, he vanished. Like, legit. Bro, where you even go?
Oh, he had time enough to run. He ran.
I killed that one dude too quick for him to be completely off the map. Dude sank into quicksand. He said, I don't know. Turn to the search area. My horse is even like, boy, this terrain is bullshit. I ain't running through this for you.
Nothing. Lame. Wait, what was that green flame? Wait, is it? What is this? Like, no, go this way. Nah, man, what is that? Cool with everybody here. Boy, until he blinked, I was like, why is she caressing the dead body? Right here. Man, look at this. It stop spin. Remember the yellow ones are? I don't remember. Like who? No, no matter what, it ends with this line. Poetry GPT. Because it still have.
At least the question mark is in the middle of where you were going.
There we go. So, lost father, lost family. the most part.
What things you gonna do?
There, I found my king. She kicked me in my kneecap, and I said, "Ooh." Nothing else, nothing else. You know, this makes me think. I might have to play The Witcher again too. I like the way you just randomly wander around, do whatever the hell you want, and then still get back to the mission. It's been a while since I played stuff like this. I actually miss it. Now, where the hell was I actually? You know, it is killing me to still not have these buttons integrated into my memory. I'll see you fight, fight. I'ma cut you in your brain. Oh, you want to shoot? You want to shoot? All right. Anybody can get it.
画筒を新しくいたしませんか？お譲りできるのはこれだけです。
See, that's terrible. Like, I have upgraded all this stuff and don't remember when I did it.
また頼むぞ。
And I buy refills.
お目が効きますね。お役に立ててください。お達者でお侍様、ご遠慮なくご覧ください。お帰りで、それで私の家族は。これを見つけた。ん？長太郎の。どういうことだ？仲立ちがたばかりおった。船などなかったのだ。なぜ？私は海に一の秋うど、たばかるなど。無念だ。家族は手遅れであった。だが仇は撃っておいたぞ。誰も救いもせずに。お主それでも侍か。己ら役立たずがなんと昔かと許さんぞ。三郎、恨んでも仕方ない。残りの金を用いて島の民を助けてやるのだ。その前に二人を埋めてやれ。いい日和です。
Now I gotta pack me a bowl.
野党に戦場で拾われるとは叔父上は何と言うだろうか。
My weed senses is amazing. I decided I was gonna hit a bowl. What the first thing I do? Find somewhere that was pot friendly. Hell yeah. Oh, well, yes, you can. Forgive me for my outburst. I thought you could. Oh, hell yeah, trophy.
今は私にできることはありません。
では
その太刀でどうか我らをお守りください。
お手伝いできることは？
よく来た。お茶でも飲むか。
茶を飲もうというのか、この俺と。
いや、今のはただの礼儀ってものさ。それより手を貸しとくれ。地図が盗まれちまってね。取り返したいんだ。かなり腕が立つと検事から聞いた。
そなたのために罪は犯さぬぞ。たとえ検事の友であっても。
ああ、そうかい。地図には食料のありかが記されててね。あれがなきゃ民は飢え死にだ。
盗人を探せと申すか。
ああ、居所は分かってる。三股辻の井戸の近くの賭場。あなたは地図を取り戻すだけでいい。
よし、行ってみよう。もし嘘であれば。
酒井様、この私を疑っちゃいけないよ。正直者の私を疑った末路を知りたけりゃ、外に飾ってある男の首でも見ておいで。
Yes, you don't threaten me.
お気をつけて。その盗人は手強いから一筋縄ではいかないかもね。
Since you're not Caucasian, I won't say the caucasity. I'll say the capacity of that shit. I'll sit around and be like, I need your help. Let me threaten you while I'm at it. That's how people get fucked up. Ba-dum, boom, boom, boom. I'm not a big person to sit around and quote Eminem, but
Doesn't change that from being a true statement. That's how people get fucked up. I guess technically that's more D12 than just Eminem anyway, so I guess that's okay. Gray area. Jeez. All of y'all broke?
ここへ。いい子だ、影。
It really is a scene from him. Couldn't remember that. It was definitely the house. It is very well on the course, doesn't it? Behave. Remember, it is Mother's Day. Y'all cannot be fighting about nothing. When I mean nothing, I mean just having nonsense with literally nothing. Don't do it.
勝負しろ。
No stress for mommy.
私の悪徳な侍。動くな。
祈りが通じたようです。
さあ、早く逃げよう。
お役に立つと良いのですが。
I don't know how to answer the question. I'm just randomly doing stuff. Oh no! Oh, I know I could be heard. I was just talking about I don't know what you mean because I forgot where I was in the story. So now I'm just going where the winds of ADD take me. Oh shit! I need to stop talking. Get your ass up. I am from America's anus, Ohio. Get out of here. Yeah, basically. It's hard to call any place better than another when the entire planet is a festering hemorrhoid at the planet at this point. But
Let's see. How the heck get the ward off? You know what I'm gonna do? Then I'm gonna find out that I've actually got a mission for killing these warthogs in like 10 minutes. I'll be mad. Oh, yes, that is unfortunate because there are too many places on the brink of and experiencing massive violence. And that is the ultimate failure of humanity. I mean, we don't even currently use the most evolved forms of technology that, are usually hidden and suppressed by governments. But with the technology we have, full world peace and sustainability are achievable and possible. But lack of morality, character, and other things keep us in a stagnant place. Oh, Christ. You know what? I should not talk philosophy at this moment. That's right, back from the dead, bitch. Don't let him skedaddle. Well, he didn't get to skedaddle. Yeah, clearly when I use my brain, I cannot shoot or sword fight. So. Not to say I don't have clever and relatively accurate insights, just, takes too much processing power. Looked like I was about to stomp on his corpse. That's crucial. This is a hot spring? Looks like a hot spring. It's a knot spring. Got him. A whole big pile of nothing. From a distance. Oh. Oh, no, I've been streaming for a long time. I primarily play Tom Clancy's Division 2. I'm a raider with an unhealthy infatuation with the leaderboard. Don't want no smoke neither.
Like I said, we live in a police state. Every day is terrifying. And the only way it's not is if you sit around and delude yourself with first world problems, which I do not. That said, Rodney Hinton Jr. did nothing wrong. As far as random political things, at least in my area. Good. I mean, see, here's the thing. Again, because I don't delude myself with first world problems the wrong way, I don't really care about the president. I care about the fact that the same people have been in Congress for 40 years and they are the ones who are fucking everybody. People fail to realize that part. It's like they always notice when there's, oh, well, if something that doesn't succeed, it's, bold. You get to blame one party for something, but nobody ever realizes or points out the fact that both parties unanimously and all the time reach a conclusive decision together to fuck the country. President don't matter. I mean, true, there is the fact that he's a racist, a bigot, and a rapist, and he's also out trying to get, he's trying to create a dictatorship, which is terrifying in itself. But, there are the people who are responsible for giving him that power who have continued to shift the buck with that. And that's the problem. Truth be told, the entire world could be fixed with 3 words: honor, integrity, and accountability. And the problem is, world leaders all around the world try to avoid those words, especially accountability. What's down here? If the people who put poison in our food were only allowed to eat the food that they poison, it wouldn't have poison in it. Things like that. Well, it's not. You're right, but see, the thing is, they're actively trying to dismantle that. And I mean, that's the problem. The more words to something, the less meaning it has. It's like your terms of service on your phone plan. The terms should be simple. You pay for the phone, you can use the phone. But instead, there's a whole bunch of legalese in there that says, the phone provider is not responsible for anything. And just so happens I'm old enough to remember when oh, well, again, that's the problem with that is they're trying to destroy the Constitution because all leaders in this country, all of them, are corrupt to the point where all they want is power. Power with accountability, without accountability. And if everybody is seeking to not be held accountable for their actions, you essentially want a dictatorship. That's basically a parent and a child type of relationship. You're not leading people, you're not helping them, you're not nurturing them. That's a parent-child dynamic, and the worst thing about it is it's an abusive parent-child dynamic. And everybody's voting for people who have scandals and whatnot, and they're arguing about whose scandal is the least scandalous. And it's like, well, why would you have people who regularly have scandals be leaders? And that unfortunately is everywhere. The same level of corruption exists in the same capacity because of that. Not this time, sucker. You neither. Hey, your friend. Yeah. Oh shit, it's not you. Sorry. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Know where you came. And see, part of the problem is, at least in America, it's a popularity contest. It's not about who is capable, and it's funny because it's actually a major point of contention in this country. People talking about meritocracy and whatnot, but again, it's like every single politician is attached to crime, is attached to corruption, and these things are exposed on a regular basis. It's like you've got politicians who will talk about how we're going to save the world from this, that, and the other, yet they're perpetuating and enabling the problems. They're like, hey, let me rescue you from me. And the vast majority of us are like, yeah, you seem like the good guy to do that. And that's insane. But that can be blamed on Jerry Springer. I don't care what anybody says, at least in America, Jerry Springer was the downfall of humanity. Because that was when people clamored to be, well, yeah, it's not even that we're too dumb. Most of us are too willfully ignorant. We refuse to acknowledge the truth around us. It's like we see that what we're doing is not working. We see that the people that we elect do not work for us. They actively work against us. Yet, somebody will sit around and it's controlled opposition. This again, this is done by design to stagnate the planet. As far as I'm concerned, we have the technology and the know-how. We could all be the Jetsons right now. I should be able to pull out a briefcase. It should turn into a flying car, and I should be able to zip on about my day. But we can't, because we have corrupt and incompetent officials making sure that everybody underneath them is also corrupt and incompetent. And the less intelligent the entire world is, the less progress we can make. To use this field of flowers as an analogy, the same way there's occasionally a blue flower amongst this sea of red, there's a genius amongst the regular populace, and they are withheld access to the things that would make them a genius of their full caliber and potential. Sounds good. Leading a revolution is harder than you think, though. Just like Harriet Tubman with the Underground Railroad, your first opposition is going to be the people you're trying to liberate, the people who are comfortable in their servitude and oppression. Otherwise, I would have considered it myself, but there's no point. Realizing you can be people in the world called, ironically, a minority, and then finding out you're a minority amongst your own people, it's disheartening. And seeing how many of your own people who are genuinely comfortable. Hey, look, here we go. I'll make a direct movie correlation. That right there is the true shit from the Matrix. That there's no difference. It is exactly like that. Like when Morpheus first explains the Matrix to Neo, there are just so many people who are hopelessly hung up on the way the world is rather than the way that it actually should be, that they will defend it, even though it's in their against their best interests. They do not care. They do not understand. Well, I ain't trying to fight with you, goddamn bear. Get on the course. Run away. Yeah. I just beat me a bear. As a matter of fact, okay. What I just said, I can actually prove it to you. Everything that I've just said in one statement. It's how Trump became president. Nobody ever talks about this, but the actual psychology is it of it? No. I'm a broke black man in America. I can't be. I am just an average citizen with reasonable perception. But as I was saying, the reason why Trump is in office is literally because of the whole honor, integrity, and accountability thing. It's not what he is capable of, it's what he represents. Fundamentally, he is the American dream. That man has power that he doesn't deserve, and he is never held accountable for his action. That is what people aspire for. Nobody wants to admit it, but that is that. It doesn't matter who he ran against, because that is people's subconscious ideal. Unfortunately, and it's Stockholm syndrome and worse. It's people who are oppressed want to be the oppressors. So when you have that mentality, it doesn't matter who he went against. It could have been Jesus Christ. It could have been Muhammad. It could have been literally anyone. They wouldn't have won out because he represents what they most desire. And that is not to be held accountable, because everybody on the bottom of the ladder is held accountable for virtually everything. And the only people who are not held accountable are ones who are put in positions to fail upwards to perpetuate the ideology and the thought of, man, I wish I could get away with that shit. And put that part in quotation marks, because that's really what it is. It's like everybody fails because that's where they get. Instead of wanting things to get better, they eventually get to the point where they just want to get away with it, like they see other people who fail upward still. And nobody in the world was nobody in this country was realistically going to vote against that, because it's their secret desire. And that's how he won. And when you think about it, it's like, even hearing it out loud, it makes perfect sense. Like, damn, you know what? When you think about it like that, you're literally asking. The whole problem with the election was you were asking people, a whole bunch of disenfranchised, uneducated people, to vote against their dream. They wasn't gonna kill that shit. They wasn't gonna kill their own dream. Nobody could have won against him. But that boils down to an undereducated society not being able to recognize and see the actual problem in its totality. Oh yeah, he definitely has charisma. But again, it boils down to poor disenfranchised people. Like, okay, and this is one of those worldwide things. Like, follow me here. Check it out. You get a job. You have a supervisor who you start in entry level. You have a supervisor who is corrupt. You see that they abuse their power. And when you first start the job, the mentality is this is unjust. He should be held accountable. But then you see that supervisor continue to get promoted. And what does that do? It warps your perception. And instead of wanting them to be held accountable, you don't care what they do. You just want to be in the same position. You want to get away with shit. That is the problem with politics in a nutshell, all around the world. There is nowhere that does not apply. And that is unfortunate. And that is what holds all of humanity back. People forgo the sense of justice for the desire to be the oppressors that they want to get away from. No, it's the whole thing about Trump being in office doesn't change the economics because that still boils down to everybody else in Congress making the situations the way that they have. Like the handful of people in America, which it is becoming a dwindling thing, that understand the three branches of government. Well, it's that's not him. That's not the executive branch. That's the legislative branch. It's like, here we go. Trump right now, currently, because he doesn't understand his own power, is trying to basically give police wild amounts of immunity. But it doesn't matter because that is not an executive thing. That's a legislative thing. But at the same time, you have to point out the fact in America right now, there's a Google keyword search. You can search this, and I hope somebody else hears this and looks this up who's in America to find it and be appalled. Google keyword search in America, number of states police can legally commit rape. The answer is 35. That means in 35 states, over half of the country, congressmen, politicians, and whatnot argued whether or not sex was consensual with prisoners, with people detained or otherwise incapacitated. I put that on everything, bro. 35 states. That is 70%, 70 plus percent of the country. It's like America is a far more wicked place than people give us credit for. This literally is hell on earth, and most places are emulating it. Yes, it is entirely fucked up. It's insane.
お主がアマテラスとはな。地図はどこだ。お許しください。地図はないんです。浪人に無理やり脅されてあなたを中に誘い込んだのです。
I mean, like, you see, and that's the thing. Nobody ever admits this, but America is a third world country. By the way that America defines third world countries, by the way we define third world countries here, we are that. Not on both the East and West Coast, America has to ration out both water and power. They have rolling brownouts, if not blackouts, on a regular basis in both California and New York. That's both sides of the country have that. That, by definition, is what makes a third world country. America's just we're the classiest third world country. That's it. Doesn't change the fact we're very much a third world country. We're just in denial of it.
売ってやってもいいが値は張るぞ
Yes. Like, quite literally, we are a glorified third world country. And the sad thing is, like, okay, so it doesn't matter whether you know you have cancer or not. If you have cancer, it's just a matter of status. That's what this is for us. Being a third world country is like having cancer. Most of us just don't know we're in stage 3 of this shit. Ignoring the symptoms and signs. Oh, well, yeah, everywhere has better healthcare than America. The only places that don't have been deliberately disenfranchised and what's the word? Underdeveloped. And America is directly responsible in that. That's like Africa. It's one of those things. It's like, how does the most mineral rich place on the planet wind up being the poorest place? By design. Man, look. It depends. America does have a vast amount of culture, but I mean, the majority of it is almost all influenced by black culture. I mean, and nothing points that out more than advertising. You hear hip hop beats and, cereal commercials and things like that. So, yeah, we have a great influence on culture. I can see that. But a lot of the things that are promoted, at least outside of the country, as our culture, are the things that, are problematic for us as a people. Okay. But again, that's one of those things. It's ironic, but racism plays a part in holding back culture too. Because, well, to a degree. I do not want to fight a bear. Oh, that yeah, that, like I said, to a degree, that's one of those things. It's at least here, it's sensationalized and blown out of proportion for dramatic effect. That unfortunately here, like I get what you're saying, and I do not disagree with that concept, but here, the problem is not because it's always been a point of contention. People do not realize that here we don't have nearly as bad of a problem as people think. It's one of those things where it's a distraction from everything else that I was just talking about. Like we have, you know, very strict and routine border patrols. We have a ridiculous amount of racist white Americans who patrol borders on a regular basis, whether they are asked to or not. So, like that's not really an issue here. Like people outside of the country are led to believe. It's just one of those things they use for dramatic theater. Because if we're looking and paying attention to that and blaming other people, we're not blaming the Congress people that we should be. But again, that is almost exclusively a here problem. I cannot say that as far as borders in other countries and anywhere else in the world because, well, I see where people are unjustly occupying other people's nations, lands, habitats, and environments. So I know such a thing does truly exist, and I do not condone it. I just know that here it's not the same. Am I? How far am I? Oh, okay. Just fast travel this, right? Are you talking about there or here? Because again, like if you mean here, that's another one of those things. It's like that's especially with violence. Oh, okay, now that is messed up. Yeah, where you're dealing with it, yeah, that's that's where it's really an issue. That's one of those things. Like here, it's like before I have to worry about gangs, especially being a Black American. No, I have to worry about just a traffic stop. So it's like that's. But again, that's why I said here it's kind of sensationalized. It's not the same because like there's no matter who you are in America, your biggest fear is white people in power. Like, here we go. My son, he's about to graduate as valedictorian, and the last time we were pulled over, literally for being black, cop had a gun drawn on him, and he was 13 at the time. Like, there's no excuse for that. There's no way you can justify the trauma and the fact that you know, the cop couldn't come up with anything and had to let us go with a warning is even worse. It's like you drew a gun on a child to issue a warning. And, you know, this unfortunately is something Yeah, it's insane here. That's why I'm saying it's like when, things are brought up as far as that in this country, it's like, no, it doesn't matter what race you are. If you're not white, everybody's biggest threat to life is white people. It's like, I don't say that to be mean. It's just the fact of America at any point in time. It doesn't matter what age you are. That's what you have to fear. Going to school, going, in a hospital. Heck, I mean, think about it like this. In America, it's a statistical fact that women are 75% more likely to die at the hands of a white doctor during childbirth. What that statistic actually means is that over a 10-year span, you could find out which doctors are casually killing black women just because they don't give a fuck. And we won't even prosecute because of the concept of benign neglect. And so to me, there is no greater threat than the fact that white people in America desire to not be held accountable for their actions. That is the greatest threat to all life. Case in point, Bill Gates. Why would you let a man who wants to kill 6 billion people and has said it on multiple occasions publicly? He thinks that the planet is 6 billion people overpopulated. He wants to kill 6 billion people, and we've given him control of over 50% of American food production. See, that's one of those things that's media spin. Like most people, the it stands to reason that most things that people would see outside of the country, as far as black people involved with police, would be different. And again, that's media manipulation of a scenario, and you have to look who benefits from that. Who actually benefits from criminalizing and demonizing black people on a regular basis? It's not people crossing into this country. You see what I mean? It all points in time until all people, literally all races, need to do this. Because I mean, I can give you a thorough breakdown of where each race fails itself as far as a lack of honor and integrity, and that leads to a lack of accountability and a desire to not be held accountable. But again, like I said, it's a circular statement because it always goes back to this. Well, there's no such thing as patriotism in America anyway. That's one of those things people can't even fathom it because by default, black people are actually the most patriotic citizens. We have fought for a country that makes laws distinctly to impede our growth as a people. Marijuana is illegal because of racism. The reason America does not have universal health care is because of racism. It's like you can look it up. White people decided in the 70s, if we don't give universal health care, black people will die off. That it's literal racism is the root cause of almost all problems, but no one will address it, no one will admit it, so we can't progress forward. That's like here we go, back to the police rape thing. You have to think. People sat around in a room and debated that and thought in favor of rapists. You have to think about that and the impact that has had on laws because the same people who voted for those things are still in office. And on a global scale, I am fully aware of the reality that we are involved in every war and we receive no benefits. In my lifetime, in the last 40 years, I have seen American soldiers come back from fighting for war for this country and be hanged while in uniform. Okay, see, that's one of those things people don't, yeah, with proper upbringing, you make a good point. But who puts us in a situation like, do you know what, are you aware of what redlining is? Do you know what things are intentionally done to the black community to put us in these scenarios? Like, black people can't even sell a house as black people without our houses being valued less. So we can't even change our communities. There are things that are put in place. For example, I live in a neighborhood. I happen to make enough money to where I could put solar panels on my home, but because I'm a black homeowner in a black neighborhood, I cannot legally put solar panels on my house for the benefit of my from I could save money, I could improve the environment, but because my neighborhood is not okay for that. And again, I own my home. I don't rent it. I own it. But because of the laws of my neighborhood, I cannot, for the benefit of myself or humanity, put up solar panels. And I didn't make that rule. A lot of the things that people see, again, that's media manipulation of a situation. People like black people don't wake up and say, we are going to be the most ghetto, trifling people on the planet. A vast majority of us, in fact, are just as articulate as I am, if not more so. We have detailed insight and understanding of global situations because we are not just victims of racism, we are test subjects for psychological warfare on a 24-hour basis. Every aspect of black life is always impacted by racism. Law, labor, politics, religion, sex, entertainment. There is not an aspect of it that is not impacted by racism. For example, I'll use a video game point. Sasuke is a very real and historical figure, documented and accurately portrayed in the most recent Assassin's Creed game. But because of racism, white people lost their fucking minds and was like, you can't have no black ninja samurai, da 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 da. Never bothered to educate themselves on the fact that he really existed. Never bothered to educate themselves on the fact that the Ainu and the Twa people were diminutive, Asian-looking black people who inhabited Japan. Like, there's cultural links to this shit. But because people just dislike the idea of it so much, it was one of those things almost ran the game into the ground. The internet as we know it would not exist today. The technology that has my voice over the internet and that has me streaming, both of these things were created by black people, and we don't get credit for that because, again, media manipulation. That's why I said the whole culture thing, it gives you a skewed view. It's not accurate. The way black people are portrayed to the world. Well, yeah, and I get what you mean. I get what you mean, but at the same time, I'm making that correlation because it's the whole problem was an anti-black rhetoric. that was both not understood or justified, but it still almost canceled the game. I don't know how to find the entrance. And to get that's here we go. That's why, like, I go out of my way as an American to make friends with Africans who come to America so that they understand that. Because, again, a lot of them, they come to this country and they have skewed views of Black Americans, but that's because the media sat back and portrayed us in a certain light to them. And most people, again, it's all an issue of education. Most people have to understand that the situations are created. We live in a society where people create the problems that they pretend they're out here to solve. We see it all the time. And the so-called problem with Black people that people have is an image issue that was manufactured. But at the same time, it's not just manufactured, it is forced into existence. And what I mean by that is legal disparities. I don't know if you are aware of this, but the wealth gap in America is homeless white people have on average $10,000 that they have, in case of emergency while being homeless. The average Black family has $1,000 in the event of an emergency, if that. I didn't even bring up white people with homes on purpose, because then we're talking about not a gap, but a chasm. What the hell? I could have swore I was already fast traveling here. What the fuck happened? It's like, here we go. For example, the most popular statistic that people hear outside of this country is that Black people are 13% of the population, but we make up 50% of the people being arrested and convicted for crimes. What they also don't mention, and by the way, that statistic is blatantly false, but it's what's projected out into the world, which criminalizes Black people in all people's minds, right? But what they don't say is we're number one in the world for wrongful convictions, overturned convictions, spending time in jail for crimes we didn't commit. They don't admit that part. They deliberately leave that out of the conversation because it doesn't serve or suit the narrative. You can't criminalize people if you say, oh, well, we can also prove beyond any shadow of a doubt that we regularly imprison and arrest them for crimes they don't commit, and still use that data as far as, crimes to slander people in mass. Thank you, thank you. Take it easy, be safe. All right, man, peace.
Easy. Oh, snap. I did not know I could road kill a deer.
撃ってこい。Tata örükler çarşı koruyup bassın.動くな。
助かった。ありがとうございました。
安全なところへ。抜かれてないぞ。
どうぞ何かのお役に立ててください。
俺はここだ。行け。Çıkargo. Ha? Beni bir çarpı. Samurai Goose. Motorun. Sipsiki. Çatla. Motorun. Motorun. 地図を取り返した。
手間を取らせてしまったようだね。
豊玉の民のためだ。食料は全て皆に渡すのであろう。
もちろんさ。ここは我が家、みんな家族同然。腹を空かしてるって言うなら何としても食わせてやりたいんだよ。
ではあとは任せる。
一つ借りができたね。
参る。